Hello, my friends. Good morning. It's wonderful to see you all today. We're going to talk just a little bit about Chapter 10. Now, I want to make clear, as usual, I am not walking you through step by step everything that's laid out in the chapter. I don't reread the chapters to you. It is still your responsibility to read. But I want to draw your attention to a few things as you're doing this reading today. So let's jump in and get started. Speaking of jumping in, Ferdinand the cat just came and joined me here to record your video lecture. So everybody say hi to Ferdinand the cat, who's annoying and would yell in the other room if I tried to record lectures without saying hi to him. You say hi, Ferdinand. Let's go ahead and jump in. So today we're going to do a couple of things, specifically thinking about different types of conflict. So as you read through the chapter today, think about the different types of conflict that are outlined in your reading. And I want you to do a few things. I'm going to pause my video here so that you can see the full list of what I'd like you to do. You're going to begin by coming up with examples from your life of working in groups. This could be this class or in previous groups, for each of the types of conflict that you encounter. So make sure you come up with interpersonal conflict as well as the others. Then think about how did your previous group solve this conflict? What happened? Did you actually solve it? Did you engage in any of those myths about conflict, trying to avoid it, pretend it wasn't there? Think about how you did solve this type of conflict in the past. Then transition to thinking about how should your group have solved this conflict. So if you could go back and get a redo, if you could have a mulligan, what would you do? What would it look like to solve this conflict the right way? Bring those examples to class to discuss with your group for our next class period. So just so that we're all clear, you're going to come up with examples specifically having thought through what you did do and what you should have done. You're going to bring those to class to discuss with your current learning community group. Then we're going to talk a little bit about interpersonal conflict specifically. As I'm sure most of you are aware, interpersonal conflict is the most challenging to deal with, and your textbook does devote the most time to interpersonal conflict. So we're going to take a look at a few specific things there as well. Think about how you defined the problems of poor communication in our Brooklyn Nine-Nine case study that we did last week when we were reading Chapter 3 and Chapter 4. Go back to those notes even that your group took. Take a look at how you defined the problem of poor communication. And then you're going to come to class prepared with a few of what the textbook calls specific interventions. These are on page 177. If you have the correct edition, the current edition, and are following along with a paper copy of the textbook. So come to class with a specific intervention for the negative behavior of each of those characters. So if you identified who was a ghost and who was a distractor and who was a pleaser, come to class with some specific interventions prepared for each of those members of the Brooklyn Nine-Nine small group. And then finally, for your reading check for today, please complete activity 10.1 regarding boundaries, and then submit a summary of your experience for today's reading checkup. Now, you don't have to give me details and you don't have to give me names, but you do need to actually complete that activity and submit a summary. Please make sure you give yourself a little bit of time to do these activities and come to class prepared. Thank you so much, everybody. I can't wait to see you in our next class period. Bye-bye.